Welcome everyone. So we are gonna do the the one Unleashed Veldora Slime Observational Journal. The day is finally here. He's going to set me free, and he's heading back to where this all began to do it. How appropriate. Gabru looked thrilled to be left in charge of the place in the meantime. That's nothing compared to the joy I'm feeling, though. Oops. Seem pleased, Lord Veldora. So you notice, eh? Honestly, the way you have been acting, it's hard not to notice. But who can blame? And after all these years, I'm going to be released from unlimited imprisonment. What should I do once I'm out? Been wanting to defeat Demon Lord Clayman. Perhaps I'll go and show him what for. Lord Veldora, allow me to give you some advice. What is it? Once you are free, you should probably avoid doing anything too impulsive. You don't say. Fine, let me spell it out for you. If you keep acting without thinking, you're only going to cause more trouble. To be so forward. More trouble, Ifrit. When have I ever done anything to cause you trouble? Pardon me, I was just a little surprised. Don't look at me like that. Anyway, it's not important. Let me get back to the point. Think about everything Great Rumu has done up till now. He always consults his allies before making the move, yes? There, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You have seen through the very heart of the matter. Carry on. Would put me in a good mood. I was curious to hear what he'd come up with next. Then let me put it this way. Consideration for others is the key to everything. It really is, just as I said before, I suppose, but I have more to say on that matter. Consideration, if it worries too much, none of Rimuru's underlings are half so considerate as me. Take Shion, even death didn't teach her any restraint. Not so long ago, she tore Gobta apart with a few careless words. So blunder would be out of the question for me. Geld has potential, I'll give him that, but he's far too reserved. He could stand to be a little more assertive. As for Shuna, her heart is in the right place, but she lacks the strength to back it up, and Benimari is too reliant on Remu. Has plenty of subordinates, but I'm really the only one worthy of staying as his equal. You are powerful, Lord Veldora, no one can deny that. But that power sets you apart from others. That wasn't a compliment. You should reel it in a little. What do you mean? You have been thinking about going to defeat Demon Lord Clayman on your own, haven't you? I have no idea what you're talking about, really. Of course, why would I lie to you? But if you want to stand by Great Rumu as a friend, there's one thing you should bear in mind. As the one who set you free, he will be seen as responsible for anything you do from here on. That makes you something of a mixed blessing. Even with the best intentions, you could end up making a bad situation worse. As one of the strongest monsters around, you have a duty to consult with others before acting. You wouldn't want Great Rumu to start hating you, would you? I may cry. In that case, try to be mindful of the consequences of your actions, and promise me you'll practice a little more patience and restraint from now on. I nodded agreement and promised Ifrit I'd do as he suggested. A moment later, I'm going to let you out now, Veldora. I heard Rimu calling for me and my heart took flight. Freedom at last. I thought I'd have to wait at least another century. It seemed so sudden. Everything is going to change. From this day on, I'll be by Rimu's side, assisting him in all matters. That's what I thought. Where was the excitement and the praise and adulation for my triumphant arrival? Was just as calm and composed as always. Did I do something wrong? Could he have found out about me spying on him and the things he's been doing? I thought I'd covered my tracks, but perhaps not. It would explain why things felt so awkward between us. I still have one more trick up my sleeve, though. This will surely make Rimu see me in a different light. I feel something inside me change and evolve, and my unique skill in cryo has become fast. My tireless search for truth in all things has manifested itself as this unparalleled new power. That line over and over again just for an occasion like this, and I pulled it off perfectly. That's great, I'm happy for you. Just brush the whole thing off. How can this be? I don't think anyone would blame me for feeling perplexed, but this is no time to mope. I ought to be celebrating my newfound freedom. Even used enhanced body double to give me a whole new body, and this is glorious. Fits me like a glove right down to the last magical. Maybe this is because of me being inside Rimu for so long. The intermingling of our magicals has made us so alike. This body is a perfect match for me. What a stroke of luck. Or did he plan it for it to happen this way? No reply. Isn't this usually where a body strong enough to support a true dragon spirit was stipulated in advance? There it is. I suppose I'm no longer directly linked to Raphael. Now I'm on my own entity again. Either naturally, it feels a little strange to be out on my own. I promised you I'd try to be more patient and restrained. Now it seems like a good time to put that into practice. To start assisting Rimu for now, I'll ease into things. Asked me to learn to suppress my aura, so I began training at once. What? Part 3? Fuck, okay. What happened to part 2? This is actually pretty difficult. Here I thought it would be an easy way to get some praise. What's wrong with me? It's all because I have so many magicals. Humans and weaker creatures could perish just from being near me. Have been resistance against my aura, but even they had their limits. Rimu was right. I had to learn to control it. I didn't feel like I was making any progress, though. If anything, I was stronger than ever. At this rate, I'd never be able to stop my aura from spilling out. Maybe it was the pressure of getting to me, but I just couldn't seem to focus. After 3 days, I was no better off than when I started. If only somebody could give me a hint. No sooner had the thought crossed my mind when... Question, can you hear me, yes or no? It had been so long since I last heard that voice. I'm touched, Raphael. So you have come to offer me aid in my time of need? Negative. I am simply here to verify if your soul coder was successfully... You're a terrible liar. I did notice that Rimu was restructuring his abilities, and this is Raphael we are talking about, so she probably worked all this out with her analytical appraisal the moment I was revived, in which case there's no question she'd have set up a soul coder immediately. Why would she wait until now to appear, if not to help me? I would get to Amanda, but you are correct. I knew it. Now, how about a reward for my correct guess? Maybe the secret to controlling my aura? I recommend you use this as a reference. Images from Raphael are being sent to me directly into my mind, so only have save a lot of time. Showed me was the most of sacred texts I had read avidly so many times before, and that meant it was time for my Veldora Killernauts to take center stage. The rest was easy. Yes, this is it. Will allow me to keep my aura in check, so it won't harm those weaker than me. It won't take time for me to fully master it, but this has an important step forward nonetheless. If anything went away, Rimuru would probably step in anyway. What do you think, Rimuru? Are you satisfied? Yep, looks like you finally got hold of that aura of yours. It's simply a matter of one as great as me. This means I can finally be introduced to the rest of Rumu's allies. I'm a little excited. Will they pay me with the proper amount of respect and reverence? I don't have Ifrit to help me plan my next move anyway. Who'd have thought being out on my own would leave me feeling so vulnerable? As a special favor, I will open a soul coder between the individuals Veldora and Ifrit. You may now use stock communications to ask his advice if need be. You can do that. Thank you, Raphael. You truly live up to your name as an ultimate skill. And could it be you are more kind-hearted than you appear on the surface? Negative, you are mistaken. No need to be so modest. You were worried about me, were you? I promise I won't let this goodwill go to waste. It's been only 3 days. Did you get lonely already? Of course not. It was Raphael who set up this connection. For your sake, no doubt. Are you lonely without me? Not really. It's good enough to show me glimpses of the outside world, so I never get bored. That's got to be against the rules. It's nice to hear from you, though. I'm relieved you haven't forgotten me. Now you are on your own. How gosh of me now I think of it. I have left Ifrit all alone in Rumu's stomach. Let me make you another promise. I vow to release you from that place someday. I'll hold you to that. And in the meantime, you can work with Veldora to improve your skills. Like more and more of a raw deal to me. I'll talk to you again then. Has calmed me down somewhat. Rumu's allies are waiting for me outside the cave. I'm ready. I'll keep my cool and introduce myself as Rumu's fan. This will be the first day of my own great adventure. Conclude my slime observation report for the time being at least. Continue to observe Rimuru and his fantastic behavior, but I'll be taking a more active part in his life from now on. To be able to share my findings with you all. Some thrilling tales of my own achievements. Gwahaha, until we meet again. Well then, the next one will be the interview with the Demon Butler.